Welcome to this video overview of working with tax exemption codes in SureTax. In this tutorial, we will cover the differences between default and custom tax exemption codes, and how to add, edit, or delete custom codes. After logging into SureTax and selecting the business you'd like to work with, click on the menu to navigate to other parts of the platform. Today we'll be working with tax exemption codes, which you can find under Configuration. As you can see, the exemption codes are divided into two categories, default and custom. Default exemption codes are available for everyone to use. Let's expand the accordion to have a look at them. These are codes that you can use anytime you're adding exemptions for your clients. You can add them in the portal or when you're sending the API. Each of these cards has the 2-digit exemption code, the name of the exemption, and a brief explanation of how the exemption is applied. In some cases, however, you might have specific circumstances that require an exemption that doesn't exist in the default list. So let's walk through the process of adding a custom exemption code, which are editable after the fact because they're tailored to your needs. We'll start by clicking the Add button. This opens the Add an Exemption Code dialog. The default exemption codes, as we saw, consisted of 2 numerical digits, but custom exemption codes should be 2 letters. There is already one custom tax exemption code labeled AA. I'll call this one GK. The reason for the override is that I want to turn off a single county, which I couldn't have done with any of the default codes. I want to specify the geocode to which this exemption applies, so let's look that up. There are 2 ways to find the geocode, by starting with a search, or by applying filters using the information you have to narrow down your options, and then searching. I'll try that method. Having entered the information I have, I'm ready to search. This opens a series of accordions with the United States at the highest level, and narrowing down to Tarrant County. Having identified and selected my geocode, I'll save and go back. Here we can see that the geocode has auto-populated from the previous window. Next, it's time to choose the type of tax to exempt. What do we want to turn off for Tarrant County, Texas? County sales tax, which I can select here. Next is tax category, which I'll designate as general merchandise. Then tax authority type, for which I'll select county. Next is formula. Let's have a look at the options there. The most commonly used formula is standard rate, no aggregation or tier processing, meaning we want it to take the revenue amount times the rate, equal to the tax amount. Next, we need to select the effective dates for this exemption. They can be selected from the calendar, or entered in the field. Percent taxable is an optional field, but I'll go ahead and exempt 100% of this tax. Having completed all fields, we're now ready to save. A confirmation message displays, notifying us that the exemption code was added successfully, and we can see the card for it here under Custom Tax Exemption Codes. If I should want to edit or delete a custom exemption code after adding it, I can simply click on its card to open the same dialog. The information I previously entered is populated, and in this case we can see all of the fields are white, none grayed out, indicating that they are all editable after the exemption code has been added. To delete this code, you would click the trash can icon at the top of the dialog. For now, however, I will simply click the X to close it. Back on the main exemption code page, I'd like to point out that you can filter the codes to display only active, only inactive, or all. Currently the only codes we have are active. These codes can be used for multiple clients or just one client. The same is true for the default codes, with the difference being that they are non-editable and can't be deleted. Having returned to the main SureTax dashboard, I'll bring this tutorial to a close. I hope that this tour through tax exemption codes has familiarized you with how the default and custom codes work, how to add custom codes, and how to edit them once they've been added. Thanks for watching our video on working with tax exemption codes in SureTax.